welcome back to Art Class at Home with Miss H. I hope that you caught my last episode on how to draw using a measuring technique, because this is going to be part 2 in our 3-part series of how to draw. So we did measuring last time. This time I'm going to show you a technique that I call finding the shapes. I didn't use this technique my entire life. I actually learned to draw more from the measuring perspective. But a few years back, a very good friend of mine named Lori Dillon taught me how to do this. I thought it was crazy, and I didn't think it would ever work, and she taught me, and she taught my students, and it turns out it's a really, really effective way to learn how to draw for many, many people. So now every year, I teach kids how to do it this way. So when you're watching me do it, you might think this looks nuts. I don't think this is going to work out for me, but stick with me. You will see just how well it actually works out, and make sure you try it. Don't just watch the video, actually try it. So what you're going to need today is a piece of paper to draw on and something to write with. I'm going to use a pen so that you can see it a little bit better. And you're going to need a photo reference of something to draw. I like to use animals. I like to start kids out using animals. Again, don't forget that fuzzy and fluffy animals can be a little bit tricky to start out with, so you might want to look for something more like birds and reptiles and animals that are a little more sleek. And stick around till the end, because I will give you a kind of a modification to do with some of our younger artists, because this is something that I typically do with the older kids. But stick around, I'll show you how to kind of modify it down for our younger students. Get your stuff together, here we go. I'm going to look at this squirrel, and instead of measuring out all these areas, I'm going to look at it and see if I can find some simple shapes in there. So when I look at this, I see kind of a circular, almost maybe ovalish type shape. I'm going to take my hand and kind of go around it just to give my hand that kind of muscle memory, and then do it over here. I would definitely recommend that you use a pencil. I'm only using a pen so that you can see it. So then when I look at it, I see coming off of that there's kind of a half circle, half oval shape coming off the bottom here. Each one of these ears looks like a triangle. When you look at eyes, you would think, well, those are circles, but they're really not. The socket might look like an oval, kind of side to side here, but that actual eye really looks like a triangle on its side here. Let's see, when I look at this shape of the body, it really looks like another big oval. And where else can I find shapes that looks like an oval shape there? Here's another oval shape going this way. Here's an oval shape like this. A circle here. And those hands have a bit of an oval circular type shape too. Down here we can see a little bit of the feet, which also look like little ovals. This leg is an oval, and there's another one there. That muzzle maybe looks like a little bit of a kind of an oval or a soft triangle, with obviously this circular shape right here. Now I know that this looks crazy, it looks nothing like it, but now that I've got that framework, and of course this would work better if I was using a pencil, I can go around this and kind of sharpen it up and make it look more like what's actually on the paper. So if you think about it, what I just gave myself was basically a framework for this drawing. I found the shapes and the proportions, and then from there I could just go around it and add all the details and really make it look more like the photo reference that I was looking at. Let's try another one. I'm going to use the same technique. This looks like an oval to me. I'm going to kind of lightly bring my hand around it and kind of circle it to create a muscle memory. But there's another kind of more like a circle here, so I'm going to get that in there. This is like a triangle. Seeing something here. I feel like you can't do too many shapes. If you see something, don't second guess it, just put it on there. Now from here, again, I'm gonna go around it and give it the kind of edges that it really has, but at least now I've got a framework and the correct proportions. You can start even simpler. It doesn't have to be a photo reference of an animal. You could take something really simple like a cartoon and do the same process. So for our younger artists, they are very used to seeing drawing how-tos that look like this. In the art room, we have lots and lots of how-to drawing books, and most of them follow this shapes, kind of step-by-step shapes kind of format. This is a really good place for really young kids to start out because it's almost like building a creature. So if you can find step-by-step things like this on the internet, pages that you can print out, or YouTube videos, a lot of YouTube videos will follow this format. That's great for them. Or you know, something like this where they have actual literal geometric shapes. That makes it even simpler to kind of see these things and how they kind of build on each other. Now what we did here was we took the finished product, right, and then we figured out how to break that into shapes. And what they're doing here is they're taking you from the simplest shape and building this way instead of going this way and going backward. But the goal would be to obviously at some point as they get older be able to start from the end point and be able to find those shapes in that thing. So any type of exposure like this is good for young kids. Again, you're going to see 3 different drawing techniques in this how-to drawing series. The measuring one last time, finding shapes this time, and next time we will learn how to use a cover sheet. I hope you tune in for the next episode.